What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Red Corner. I wish I could say it was a good evening, but damn, it's been a weekend, hasn't it? What's going on, fellas?
It's been a weekend.
Hey, bruh, it's been a weekend. It's been a weekend, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Remember to like, share, subscribe, leave us a comment. Thank you for all the views. Thank you for all the love that you guys are showing. Just keep it up. Let's keep this community growing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Gents, James, LG, Fuzz, what's happening, gents?
Hey, all good, man. All good.
Okay,
Just
champions go first.
The champions go first.
LG, you know you second, so just wait. No,
Hey,
we good.
listen.
We good over here.
I'm good,
LG, how
man.
about you?
Chief. 3 points feels nice, eh? Oh, who would have known? Hey,
It's crazy that some of us have only tasted that once this season, but
and
again,
never ever back to back for the past. Anyway,
we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Apparently, there was some football this weekend. I think we started out in North London at the Emirates. It was Ange versus Arteta. It was the honorary North London derby, I suppose, with Ange's with Ange's influence there. Ange rocked up there, had nyana 2-3 nyana days with his team. And he got a hiding.
me Chief. Didn't stand a chance.
The sleepiest hiding.
Me Chief.
Or did LG?
No, Chief. I mean, it was comfortable, never in doubt. I said in the chat earlier in the week that I hope they get relegated for doing what they did to Nuno, right? He's been their best manager for a very long time. I don't know why they sacked him. For what? To play expensive football. Chief, you're relegation fodder. You don't play expensive football. Calm down. And I knew that, yes, Ange won a European final by playing pragmatic football, but that was against a very shit United. So I knew he wasn't going to do anything. He was never going to do anything. So, yeah, I mean, we made light work of them. That volley by Zubimendi, class. Pure class.
I've got a problem.
Technique,
no. I have a fundamental problem with that goal. Zubimendi hit it well, all of that stuff. Shit goal. Without that major deflection, keeper has it covered. It literally changed direction, bro. It literally changed direction. Beat the keeper.
Question. Hang on. So we're going to ignore the fact that ball ballooned from the sky and he made clean contact. We're going to ignore that part and just say it's a deflection.
Good technique. That's not winning any Puskas here. That's not winning any Puskas because the deflection was fundamental. Without a deflection,
Chief, I said goal. Who said Puskas? I said goal. Fantastic volley.
I'm just hating. I'm saying it's a shit goal.
Chief, it's fine. Your time is coming. Just wait. Anyway, phenomenal volley. Took a deflection since you want me to add that part that's so relevant to it. Like it wasn't on target anyway. And then the one thing that I like is Gyökeres's goal, and I'm hoping that it's a sign of things to come because, like any striker, you want the striker to be running on goal with the defenders backtracking. That's how strikers mostly get their goals. So a lovely ball over the top. Eze being Eze. If it was Martinelli, I swear to you, he's going to take a touch and try to do something stupid. Anyway, Eze being Eze, first time cross, tap in, roof of the net. That's how strikers need to score. Easy, fundamental. I'm like, that's it. That's how you do it, right? Long ball from deep in your half over the top, and just like that, you've eliminated the entire team. No need to pass and tiki-taka this nonsense, whatever. That's what we need.
I can feel the hate bubbling up in Fuzz now. The hate is bubbling up.
So lovely goal. And then, again, a testament to how shit Ange is at setting up teams sometimes, especially defensively. A 5-foot midget scored a towering header, right? That reminded me of the Champions League final where United got a hiding from Barcelona with Messi scoring a towering header as well. That's what that reminded me of.
My God. Oh my
Messi
gosh.
adjusting Rio Ferdinand.
That's very my gosh. Oh my God. He went there. Oh no. Listen, Gyökeres, I didn't have him on fraud watch before. He's on my fraud watch now. Like, he's on my list. Gyökeres is a striker who I wanted at Liverpool at some point. And then when I actually started examining his stats, I was just like, this guy is a stat padder against small teams. And he's proving it right now in the Premier League, where he's going to get all these nice little goals against the little teams. But then the big teams, United came, Liverpool came. No goals.
No
Where does he
service.
score? Leeds. Where does he
With
score?
service.
Huh?
Service. Where's the service? How?
Yeah, but that's fraud watch for me. In the Premier League, Chief,
Ah.
you've got to create goals as well. Even Sesko is dropping deep. You know, even Sesko is dropping. Like you've got to also, if they're not creating for you, you must create for yourself. What was Isak doing last season? What does Eketika do this season? You know, for Liverpool.
Chief,
You know, it's nice to get service.
you had me.
Ultimate for Newcastle. He had to go and create that himself.
You had me, Chief. You had me on your point, and I was starting to agree until you mentioned that bum called Sesko. Then you lost me completely.
Nah.
You lost me completely.
Sesko would be begging if he played for Arsenal as well. You guys, you're complaining about a lack of service, bro. You don't know what a lack of service looks like. Ask Sesko, he'll tell you about a lack of service.
Chief, we're coming.
No, it's not even lack of service. Right? There's just a lack of facilities
Football.
in that club.
Football.
Like you,
Football.
never mind service. There's no football.
There's
There's
no
no
tactics.
catering.
No
There's
system.
no crosses.
No creativity.
Service
There's no
delivery by
football
AMC.
there.
But
How?
There's no digital. There's no digital team boards. You know, these guys are still using those
let's
buttons.
focus about the football. Let's focus on the football that happened. We'll speak about the terrorism later.
There's no roof.
So yeah, no.
Yeah, so
But no picture.
easy win, easy 3 points, no complaints for me. As predicted, as expected. You know, Ange hold that, you know, as a former Spurs manager, up yours. Take it. Yeah, man. Easy 3 points. On to the next.
9 points, tied with Spurs. 9 points. Oh, and Bournemouth, 9 points as well.
That was the sleepiest game ever. Like it set the tone for the whole weekend. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I think everyone watched that game, even like professional footballers that were playing afterwards, they probably watched that game, fell asleep, and then realized, oh shit, we just played internationals. I think they had forgotten until they watched Arsenal play, and they were just like, yeah, like look, we're sleepy right now. It was such a boring game. Like I've never seen a 3-0 with technically good goal, technically, and also controversial situations be so boring. Like I hate what Arsenal are doing, man.
This guy scammed the win and he's telling me about hating our football.
But
What?
to be fair, Arsenal was all over.
Yeah.
I think first 5 minutes.
Yeah, they were.
It was.
No, of course they
I
were.
don't think you
They
can't
were-
take the win away from them. I think they did what they needed to do.
No, they deserved it, and they were all over Nottingham Forest, which is fine. Like they were all over Nottingham Forest like a blanket over a fire. There was no spark, there was no smoke, there was no. It was just smothered. It was just.
90,
It was
95th minute penalty.
my
This is the
goodness,
95th
like,
minute penalty talking.
I think I prefer when teams are actually attacking Mikel. I think I prefer when teams are attacking Mikel and then he plays that haram football of his because at least then there's an entertaining team happening. Whereas when he's the one dominating, oh my goodness, there's so many unnecessary passes. Like I was watching that game and I was just like, they're gonna feed it to Modiweke, and Modiweke is going to run. He's going to make a beautiful run, drip past defenders, and then he's going to pass it back. And that's what they kept on doing. It was just like run. I beat my left back. I got the stats. Okay, let me pass it
As
back
opposed
now
to?
to the team, and let's start it all again until we get this opening.
This man did the same thing, but he needed a penalty to score. But listen to him now.
But
Wow.
anyways, the same Haram Teta went 3 points behind three goals better off with GD, but I mean, it's still 3 points behind. But I mean,
It looked like a long walk to freedom there. That gap opening up there.
He's on your toe. He's on your toe. I think one slip up, which we'll get to. I mean, they're there. They're there.
No, look, I mean,
so call it whatever you want to call him. I mean, I think they're on your tail. They're on your tail. I think
Yeah, that's fine.
it seems like they're poised to capitalize on a slip up. Early days, though. We'll see.
Look, I think.
But you have to be an entertaining team to capitalize on things.
What is this? Chief,
No,
points,
like seriously, you have to
points, Baba.
Yeah. Anyways,
how sustainable? I know they keep talking about Liverpool and how we win and how sustainable is it, but how sustainable is it, like to just
score 3 goals?
Doing what? Like us, Diego Simeone. Like us, Simeone. Simeone in the last how many years has only won 2 leagues that way. And now those were also the 2 seasons where Madrid and Barcelona.
But it's different now, bro.
It's very hard.
That's a Farmers League,
Chief. To win the league.
It's different.
That's Real Madrid, Barcelona, and others, Pen.
And the reality
that's
is
Madrid, Barca, and others.
There's no Declan Rice. There's no.
Oh, you're not others than doing as Arsenal. Right, Bunai Arsenal, but are you guys not others? It's Liverpool, it's City, and then it's many more.
Hang on.
These Liverpool fans, they were quiet for like a decade and a half. Now listen to them. Yo, insufferable.
Don't worry. He's got a backlog of 30 years of chess. He's trying to get off his.
Like he's trying to shake it off in here.
Anyways, let's quickly go through the other results. Bournemouth 2, Brighton 1. Areola's doing his thing, man. I think he lost his whole back four, and here he is. He's still doing his thing. Brighton, I'm side eyeing these guys. It's not make sure this season, but
they won. They beat City.
You can't sell that many times.
I would have loved to say everybody beats City, but clearly that's not the case. But we move. Palace held at home by Sunderland. That's an interesting one. Sunderland is obviously the man is celebrating. the Mark Gay hurt is still the pain is still fresh.
Mark Gay clean sheet. Glasner no results. I love it.
Yeah, Sunderland. I'm gonna keep an eye on them. I think they're all right. Granit Xhaka FC. We'll see how they go.
At Dingra.
Yeah.
Let's play that.
Jack Grealish is Everton. 0-0 to Aston Villa at home. I'm sure by the end of the season I'll know Everton Stadium. For now, that stadium of theirs. But Aston Villa, so is that Aston Villa's the only team, the only top team or team in the I don't know how many top flight league that hasn't scored a goal this whole season.
It's rough, Chief.
But I mean, you think about it, the attack force, the strike force, they had the guys are gone. They had Rashi gone. They had who's that dude from PSG that they had? Asensio gone. Watkins is still there, but I don't know what's going on.
Watkins is the problem because I mean they've got Elliott, they've got Sancho, they've got Tielemans. You
say they've got Sancho like that's a positive thing.
No, I'm saying they've got service. The problem there is Watkins. Watkins doesn't want to same player on 2 different sides of the field. Like Watkins doesn't want to be at Villa anymore, and he shows it in his performances. I think for the last 2 seasons, this guy has been trying to leave, like and go to a bigger club, and he's just not. He's down in tools.
Yeah,
that guy does not want to score. And Morgan Rod.
But who wants him?
Sorry,
who wants him?
I mean, you guys were interested once upon a time, but you guys are interested in everything.
He improves United today, not tomorrow. Today, he improves you now, 10 times now.
Really?
He does. He really does.
Yeah.
Now.
He becomes a legend at your club. right now.
Or whatever.
And like United 2.0 post Fergie, he's your
so,
king.
so the reason they didn't go for him, they were like,
Age.
yeah, it's age. They've got this Project 150 thing. Whatever you think about it, but they're wanting to.
It's modern football with these bloody
Yeah, but
projects. What's
just
going on?
hang on, bro. They're trying to win the league by 2028, right? 2
Not
years.
happening. Next.
But just humor me. So they're saying that in 2 years, when we're saying we want to win the league this year, where's Watkins? He's too old now. So that's why they didn't go for Watkins. They were like, they'd rather get someone.
You need wins now. You've got 8 wins in 31. What are we talking about in 2028?
I guess they bought the two of the highest goal scorers last season. So that was the thinking behind that. But anyways,
I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
We'll get to that.
I think it's actually a realistic plan. 2027, you guys can win the league.
No,
It's
they're
just
going
called the
2028.
championship.
Yeah, so it's a plan. The plan
It's
makes
called the
sense.
championship.
It's just
You know,
whatever.
EFL one, mate. League one. You know,
Quickly,
You guys took the bait, hook, line, and sinker.
Fulham won 1-0 at Craven Cottage. They beat Leeds. Newcastle 1, Wolves 0. Voltemade debut goal, and then after 45 minutes, he was punchy, and he was like, "Hey, Chief, this is Premier League." He's like, "I need to rest," but I mean, he did the business.
it was a fun game.
Yeah, Thomas Frank 3, Graham Potter 0.
Potter's getting sacked. Potter is getting sacked.
That's
Christmas.
True.
He's
That's
not making
very
it.
true. But we all knew that when he got hired.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very true. We all knew he was going to get sacked when he got hired. But Thomas Frank is doing something at Tottenham, and
It's cooking.
it's scary. It's scary because he's bringing what he did at Brentford to Tottenham with better tools. I mean, before he had Wemo and Wissa, which are big players, but I mean, it's Wemo and Wissa. You know what I mean? Now he has like Kudus, he has Wani, he has all these parts. Xavi Simons, like he was for a first game. That's actually he was. I would say he had a better first game than Wirtz, you know, and I was very happy.
That doesn't.
So
But
many people have had a better first game
much.
than Wirtz. That doesn't take much at this point. Yo,
Like who?
I think I can name 5 guys from Man United who've had better games than Wirtz.
Where are they in the table?
Even in the states that we're in. So
we're talking about Wirtz, Chief, not the table. Wirtz.
No, Wirtz is number one. Wirtz is number one right now.
John Cena.
He's a starting player for number 1 team.
Yeah, but he's John Cena.
Wirtz might not even make the starting 11 for your next game here. So let's just see. But no, for sure. Frank, it's scary, man. Because
Yeah, he's cooking.
Spurs. Hey, I don't know if we can call them Spursy anymore because I think that Frank knows how to be compact, and he knows how to read a game. He knows how to be solid. He knows when to go for it. And like you said, now he's got the quality tools now. And hey, bro, Spurs are going to be a problem this season.
Like I'm used to seeing Vicario in Spurs games. I'm not seeing Vicario anymore. Like teams aren't really laying gloves on Tottenham. That's the thing that's scaring me. Like tap. Vicario's picked up the ball in the air from across counter. Like they are playing. Like I've been watching now the last 3 games consistently of Spurs better and better. Better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure. I can't.
Scary. Like Arsenal needs to watch out for Tottenham. Never mind Tina. They need to watch out for Tottenham because Tottenham might come for that number 2 spot.
But again, it's like I want to caution as well because just before international break, they were playing against Bournemouth and they were nowhere to be seen. And then now this game, we need to remember it's
Oh,
Potter's
but that
West Ham.
Bournemouth team is hot.
And this game was Potter's West Ham.
Just because they gave Liverpool a hard time doesn't mean they're hot. What's going on here? Oh,
No, but
it's
Bournemouth has
What are you
won
talking
3
about?
out of the 4 games. They
And?
won 3 out of the 4 games.
And
Same thing as Arsenal.
okay,
So
where
what
did
do you mean they
where
gave
did they finish?
us a tough time?
What did the table say end of last season with the same on fire Bournemouth that started the exact same way, by the way?
It said that they were better than what they were the previous season. They're growing. Like, I think Bournemouth might be the Nottingham Forest of this season. I said this already.
Nah.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, gotta put respect of what they've done. So
They've got the
I think, yeah, no, I think the reality is
they've got the tools, and I'll just again, I'm just thinking before international break, it's Bournemouth. They were nowhere to be seen, and it's Potter's West Ham. So maybe the next games or fewer games we'll see a bit more, but it's still Potter's West Ham.
that Potter tax is real, though. That Potter tax is real.
I have seen this from Spurs. I have seen Spurs start like this season in, season out. I've seen them under new manager bounce, all that crap, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Let's talk in December.
Yeah,
It's too early.
They're
Spurs.
The difference between this
But can people not say the same thing about Arsenal?
Huh?
Exactly the same thing.
I'm not denying it.
But you have belief, LG, so why can't you have belief in Tottenham?
I'm not, Chief.
I
I'm
don't
not
think
denying
it's
it. I know I'm not winning the league. There's a good chance I'm not winning the league. I know that already. However, Spurs are still Spurs. It's the history of the Tottenham.
Yeah, the
Who they
difference.
are.
The difference is that I think this style of football now is sustainable. Under Ange,
We said the same thing under Nuno, guys. We said the same thing under Nuno. We said the same thing under Conte in his first season. We said the same thing.
They have a European trophy. It's a better manager. It's a better squad.
No Daniel Levy.
It's not the same Spurs.
Rewrite history. It's fine. It's the history of the Tottenham.
It's not the same Spurs.
It's the history of the Tottenham. Can't be rewritten.
Anyways, moving on there, Chelsea have been kind of suspect this season.
Luck has run out. Finally.
They are lucky. Without VAR, they.
Ex-Man United players have been suspect here this weekend.
Garnacho. You know, they thought the win was in the bag. Garnacho.
Enter Garnacho.
Chelsea's money laundering. Let me tell you. Chelsea is money laundering. They will look at great players and they'll say, no, we don't want those guys. Give me someone with an Okuchuku name. Give me someone, whatever, Sanchez instead of a Donnarumma. Give me, they will look at Nicholas Jackson, and say, no, we don't want you. We want Liam Delap. Like, these guys, and they will throw tens of millions on these guys. Like, Chelsea, honestly, those people, they money laundering. Like, I'm convinced now. Nothing about them screams football decisions. Nothing about.
Yeah. No, it's a shame.
Except for Maresca.
Yeah.
It
was just funny. They bought Gittins and then they bought Alejandro, and then we're like cover for the same side. It would help if you didn't get two shit guys to cover each other, though.
And they are there to replace Mudryk, who was a shit guy. Who Mudryk was there to replace Sterling, who I think was probably the best guy out of all of them.
Yeah. I wonder where my man is. He's just eating his cash. He's just living his life.
The problem with Chelsea, and I'm so disappointed in them, right? Because after winning a trophy and winning the World Cup, whatever the case may be, one might argue the status sort of elevated. People might be thinking, okay, Chelsea's coming back. That was the time for them to say, right, let's go get a world-class striker. Let's go get a world-class defender. Let's go get a world-class keeper. Let's show up now and make sure that we're serious. No, not them. They're buying players for their nursery, buying players for next year, a 19-year-old here, 20-year-old there, 22-year-old there. And I'm like, but guys, come on. Just buy quality. Just Break your wage structure if you have to. Buy quality. Victor Osimhen instead of Delap, for example. Massive difference to your team. Just buy quality.
Yeah, but
You're
the
there.
But that
the
breaks the
wages
cycle
were.
of them money laundering, right? And keeping it strictly under 23.
Chief, Chelsea have always
Yeah,
been
but all
buying
jokes
their
aside,
trophies and buying and spending lots of money. Do it properly is all we're saying. You've spent 2 billion anyway. That's my point. You spent 2 billion anyway. Now imagine that same 2 billion with quality additions in your first 11.
no,
And these guys like to
but all
read.
jokes aside, I think Chelsea is hit with that same curse that Newcastle has currently, and that Arsenal had also, especially in the last years of Wenger, and definitely in the years of Unai Emery, where it's like players as players. I mean, if you are a serious player, you look at. I mean, United also went through this for a while. That's why they had to overspend. You look at who's going to be my captain. You know what I mean? And I don't think a serious player, like Donnarumma, for example, if you're signing him for Chelsea, I don't think he comes in and not disrupt the team chemistry, because he will look at Reece James and be like, nah, but surely I'm captain. I'm captain.
He's
You
gonna
know
mess
what I
with the
mean?
mandem.
And you see what I'm saying? And that's the same thing with Newcastle, where they had Trippier for the longest of times. Arsenal had Xhaka. And it was just like Aubameyang came in and he was like, no, I'm captain. You know what I mean? Zed was looking at it, it's like, I'm captain now. You know what I mean? It disrupts that chemistry. So, whereas when you think of strong, the last time Chelsea was really strong, they still had John Terry action. John Terry was still that captain, because all the other times, yeah, they won, yeah, but that's because all the other teams weren't really performing. But like the last time there was an actual competition and they challenged, it was Mo coming back second time. John Terry was still there. You know what I mean? And people were like, yeah, I'm gonna come join. It's the same thing that United had for the longest of times. They always had that captain where people are like, yeah, I want to go play with that as what Liverpool currently has as well. Arsenal actually has it as well in Odegaard, if I'm being honest. And even with Declan Rice and officially.
Mm-mm,
And this guy
mm-mm,
reads Odegaard as
mm-mm.
captain with all his heart.
But I
That
guess
is a good
part
captain.
of their philosophy at the moment, right? Because they had all of these big guys like your Thiago Silvas were there. But then it
Mm,
looks like fundamentally they said, no more. We are starting afresh with
mm.
under 23. It
Yeah.
is what it is. And guess what? They won something last season. And I guess to the point of LG, you would want them to continue further. But again, I'll just say money laundry under 23. They've got a plan.
Chief. Other than Anthony, name one player in that Real Betis squad that played them in the final. I'll wait. My point exactly.
Where's Isco?
Oh, you talking about Betis? I
But
mean,
yeah,
Nabil
good point.
Fekir. Like,
I get your
let's
point.
not disrespect Betis. Nabil Fekir,
The point I'm trying to make is
The guy who
the
was
reason
cropped 10
why
years ago.
it's not sustainable going on a bunch of kids is because at the stages that actually matter, kids don't cut it. They just don't. You need experience. You need quality. Simple as. Otherwise, stay
I
away
mean,
from
Now
those
they
leagues.
United
tell you
won.
they won the World
I mean,
Cup.
United won with kids. I mean,
Yeah.
United
Yeah.
won with kids. In fact, one may argue that United stopped winning when they stopped trusting their kids.
No, but
But
the difference is United had one of the best managers we've seen in the Premier League as well in Ferguson.
but
He's a
also
born winner.
there were
He's a winner.
also there was a lot of
I mean,
experience
one of
as well.
the
It wasn't
best
purely
rivals,
kids.
but yes.
Because in and amongst those kids, there were older players. There were
Yeah,
Roy
true.
Keane, where they were. It wasn't just littered with kids only.
Yeah,
So
true.
yeah, but I mean, we'll see with Chelsea. I don't take them seriously in the league. The cup side, I suppose.
You can't be talking, Chief.
I'm
But
Ray
it's fine.
Chelsea
Let's keep
Chelsea
going.
this season. I'm not gonna lie.
Huh?
Like
Can't be talking.
I'm not checking anything Chelsea has to do. And nothing is impressive about winning a conference league. That was won by West Ham,
And the
like
preseason
I'm not
trophy
checking.
after that.
Yeah, I'm not checking. I'm not checking for Chelsea. That's why I'm saying the next World Cup for Club World Cup will matter. Not this one, the Chelsea one. Nah,
We'll
so
see.
still
The
fresh.
Champions League is back this season. I mean, this week. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But anyways, moving on from Chelsea, is this one team in this league, man? This scummy team that are just like scumbagging wins. They play like shit every week. Well, they play like shit every week, and they just come back a win. They happen to be the current champions. Uh,
And number one.
the luckiest team in the world. Like this team infuriates me so much because I watch them week in, week out, and I'm like, this team should not be where they are right now. What like I'm like
Give me these tears.
it doesn't make sense to me why these guys are where they are right now. It feels like you feel like you're a project, right? And the project that's just not clicking yet. But what does it say about the rest of the league that you guys are leading the table?
No, we've made it. We're going to make it farmers, eh? Like, ah, I'm actually scared that I might get bored halfway through the season. Like, it looks farmery. It looks farmery. It looks like seeds are being sown. Like nothing is interesting about sowing seeds and watering. It's only interesting when it's time to eat. Like, it's not. It's scary how easy it is right now. Like, it's scary how
what 90th minute was it? 95th minute penalty against Bournemouth. I mean Burnley. It's scary how easy it is.
But Tish, did you ever feel while you were watching it, if you took out your actual hatred and hope, did you ever feel like there's no chance that we are going to take those 3 points? At no stage was I worried.
No, I knew
Like,
you guys were going to win. I knew you guys were going to win, but like I knew you guys were going to win despite despite everything. I knew you guys would scumbag something. And if you got Twitter
That's
as
what I'm
well,
saying. It's easy.
if you got Twitter
It's
as
too
well, there's
easy.
so many people who are like,
What?
what minute is Liverpool going to score? Invariably score and they win. And it happened. It happened. Yeah.
It's too easy right now. It's starting to play out like how last season it was playing out, but even more efficiently now. Even against Arsenal, for example, like that whole game, every attack, it wasn't a matter of are we going to score? In my just our feeling, it was a thing of is this the attack that gets us the goal? That was the whole Burnley game for us. It was just like 30 waves of attack, 40, 50 waves of attack. Is this the one where we get the goal? Like we all knew it was going to be. I don't think there was a little fan that thought it was going to be like 5-0. You know what I mean? We know after international break that these small teams, especially Scott Parker, who we pumped to 9-0, there's no ways he's bending over. He's not Ralph, who's in Houghton,
Listen, Nato.
you know, the guy beat 8 3 times. No other coach is going to do that. So we knew that this guy is coming here. He has to prove the point. This is his litmus test. The last time he was in the Premier League, he got fired after getting pumped 9-0. And we are now here. We knew that there's no way this guy is not going to defend. You know what I mean? Same way as we know Atletico Madrid are going to play some of the most disgusting football on Wednesday. But there's this gut feel. I think Atletico is the only game where I actually don't know how it's going to play out. Whereas all the other ones in our first 10 fixtures, like it was a website, www, including us. It was just like I knew.
Yeah.
I knew even with Arsenal, because Arsenal, I knew they were going to hype themselves up, and then they were going to have performance anxiety. Burnley, I knew we were going to just wear them down.
From Arsenal, the minute Arsenal releases a video before the game,
Emotionally, you cannot compete
why do you guys
with the
do
hype
that?
you created.
Why do you guys do that, bro?
Chief, first, I haven't told you this, man. I told the guys last season. Pay attention to Arsenal. Every single time at the beginning of second half, they come out and do a huddle. If we dare
Mm.
drop points, that same huddle, they're going to tweet it and say, disappointing performance tonight, heads up onto the next. Watch.
Like clockwork.
It's
Like
PR.
clockwork.
It's effing PR. Like, dude,
Yeah.
I remember we came back the first season back in the Champions League. I think we got knocked out in the quarterfinals or something. And they tweeted a journey to be proud of. I'm like, what? What?
Yeah, yeah.
Nah.
No,
And then the worst for
Yeah, but
me
we're
is
talking about the champions right now. We'll come back to bottles. We'll come back to bottles. We'll come back to bottles. Liverpool. No, that's all I wanted to say. No, yes, you were saying LG.
This guy's a wind up. And then I think the first press conference after losing the league to City, you know what he did? He came to the press conference with a dog, called the wind.
yeah, 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 guy, yeah, from
And
like
they're embarrassing online. They are embarrassing online. They forever drop merch. They drop so much merch, it's disgusting. The PR, the this, the that. It's annoying.
yeah.
Set piece coach. Every single time there's a corner, set piece coach. Zoom in.
Yeah, no, your club is special, but yeah, but anyways, like obviously, I was hating on Liverpool, man. It's annoying, it's annoying how these guys are going. They have played well, but you can see that they're not quite there. I think when they start playing with 11 players, they might start looking like a formidable side. As long as they're playing with that handicap called Vets. I think there's a chance for the rest of us.
No, but if
Look,
we're being honest, we're actually playing with 7 players. Like right now, we're not clicking. And that's why for me, because Kirkers, Gakpo, Verts, and Salah. Salah is understandable. Like
Kirkers,
he's still
what did you
more.
guys do to Kirkers? What did
that
you
guy's
No,
on
do?
it's not
fire last
even what
season.
we've done to him. No,
He
Kirkers
looks
plays
scared.
very well when Gakpo is not playing. The problem is Kirkers has Gakpo usually in front of, and Gakpo is a great player, but he
Great.
can't start
Oh.
for us right now. He can't start for us right now. Like Gakpo is the kind of guy you start starting after December when teams the legs are starting to, you know, it, in a marathon when now
When you're resting your good players, is what he's saying.
you get what I mean. So now that's when you play Gakpo to see because the patterns work then and the shots and all that stuff. In the beginning, that's why last season when we started the season on fire, we had Diaz starting all the time, because he was running at you. And that's what we want, we want Ngumoa or we want Eketike there because at least then Kirkus is going to bomb forward and he's actually going to fed the ball, cross it in, especially for an Issa. You know what I mean? So don't forget that the team that was built here was built with the idea. We knew our first signing was always like who we wanted first. We just got him lost. But the first signing that everyone knew it was on, it was Issa. Since March, we already knew that this guy's coming. And the squad, you could see that it was being built for him. Trent is gone now. There's Frimpong. Now there's Kirkers. We're bringing in a striker with the same mold as Hiketi, as Isaac. Also, Jota had just left us.
So,
So
when does Salah come back from preseason?
no, it's not preseason. That guy is breathing, dude. Like every goal he scores,
That
like
time merchandise
every
of the
goal he
season.
scores, he's in tears. Like I think that Jota thing is still affecting him like a lot. I really do think it's every single goal he's in tears. Like he breaks down, and um, I think it's taxing it. So I think AFCON will do a great wonder for him because he'll be gone from the environment for like a month and some change or whatever. And then he can come back and all this stuff. Right now, like it's honestly looking like he probably to Saudi, by the end of the season. Like I think him being in Liverpool right now is I can't speak to his psyche, but looking at just looking at her, at his behavior, his social media, all that stuff, you can see that he's affected.
Because
He's
he's
affected
calling
by
out
that.
your fans who are tweeting nonsense.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
that
yeah.
why?
Like Sana, like he's calling out certain things. I mean, I'm glad he's doing that as well because I mean it's showing a different aspect of him, and also more than anything, he's less this season so far. He's less um intense about wanting to score. He's actually trying to link more with Averts. He's trying to link with the team. He's trying to do more for the team, which is what I'm trying to say. Where it's like it looks like he's more appreciative right now at this stage of his teammates, and he's trying to make it work in that aspect. Maybe it might have nothing to do with Jota at all. Maybe it might be with the new contract where it's like, hey, Chief, look, we want you to stay, but you know, you're old now. Like,
It's not sign the thing.
bring the team in.
As soon as people sign the contract, it's a wrap.
Yeah, their job is done.
What about Van Dijk? Van
It's
Dijk signed the contract also. Van Dijk
uh,
signed the contract as well, and now people who were chatting to it have nothing to say about Van Dijk. Like, there's nothing that anyone in the world can say about Van Dijk right
well, it's not the same for Salah. He signed the contract. We'll see. But anyways, it will be interesting. Frimpong's back now. So Slobosly right back. We'll see what happens there. If you're putting him in the midfield, I think Florian Wirtz is the obvious candidate to go until he decides.
It's going to be
go.
Mecca. Mecca is not fit right now.
Then you'll know that there's clear favoritism there by Slot. But I mean, there's pressure though. I mean, like this man did break the British transfer record. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, you can't sit bench.
Twice. Twice.
But he has to perform.
Yeah. We'll see. But just know we are on Vert's watch, and when you're ready, we'll have a real conversation about Florian. Until now,
Florian is a brilliant
until
player.
now, it's masked in the wind. He's been carried by the team. It's all masked. Just wait.
Player, I see the glimpses. The team is just not the team yet. You know, it just hasn't clicked yet. And that's why I'm not worried. I mean, Soberslide last season and
so many excuses for a player that costs more than 100 million.
A player that costs
100 meter, guys. Excuses. No.
Graham Souness was talking about Pogba calling him a 100 million player, even though he wasn't. And Pogba made 4 assists in the match, and Graham Souness was like, oh, but that's what we expect from a 100 million player. Why does your actual 100 million player need so many excuses and so many reasons?
We've seen so many players bought for so much less, doing so much more in a short space of time.
We haven't finished the season. Because we haven't finished the season.
Anyway,
generational talent. We were not seeing anything.
So you
guys drank the Kool-Aid.
Hey, you left it up, Chef. We've seen 10s, Chief. You're talking to an Arsenal fan. I've seen proper 10s. They hit the ground running, especially in systems that allow them to create. Verts, Nix, Dololo, just chilling there.
Do they win you anything?
Chief,
do they win you anything, those proper 10s?
We're talking about Verts. We're talking about Florian Verts.
Anyways.
Do they win you anything? Like,
what does Verts won you?
You're winning it.
No.
You're winning it.
We winning games.
You're winning it.
Not what did Liverpool win? What did Verts win you? There's a big difference. Is he a passenger or is he carrying the team? There's a big difference, man.
No, he's playing critical roles there. Like he's got big chances created. Like if you actually watch this, like
I watched the Liverpool game.
He's playing.
I watched it.
Not with Arsenal goggles.
No,
Chief. I watched the game.
I think anybody watching Liverpool can you put down your Liverpool goggles down. Even your friend Steve Nicol is visiting that guy's trash. So
underwhelming for 100 meter plus. Underwhelming. Underwhelming. Sorry.
But anyways, guys.
We'll see by the end of the season. We'll see what the stats say by the end of the season.
Yeah.
And
Anyways,
we'll
guys.
see what the trophy cabinet says by the end of the season.
Yeah.
You'll be carried if you win the trophy. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah, no, he'll be carried.
Passenger.
Carried.
The most expensive passenger.
Who's going to carry Eze? Who's going to carry Eze?
It is going to carry us. Other way around.
This is already doing his thing.
Oh, he's already doing things.
Yeah, but anyways, to be continued. We know why we're all here. We're here to talk about the greatest club.
Glory, glory, Man
In
United.
English, in English.
Glory, glory, Man United.
Copyright.
They
Hey,
play
Are you
their own
serious?
rules on the
hey,
football field.
hey, you know what?
What
James,
is offside trap?
you know what? James. In fact, you can kick us off, James. I know you've got a lot on your mind. Man City 3, Man United 0.
Others play football.
1 win in 5.
Yeah.
Correction, 8 wins in 31. Keep going.
Hey. James,
Yeah.
what are we gonna do? What's going on? What's on your mind?
Look, there's obviously a lot on my mind, but yeah, I'd want to drag the conversation to start from where the
Drag
fundamental
it, James. Drag it.
Take your time, Chief.
We here for
We're
you.
here for it. We're here for it.
No, but keeping it real, it's that thing of I guess we spoke about it when the season started. I mentioned it that since the first game against Arsenal, Fulham, Burnley, the United that I'm seeing, I'm still seeing the same United from last season. You play the Arsenal game 10 times again, we probably win that game 5 times, but the other 5 times probably we would lose 3-0 because you could see clearly the problems are still there. Fundamentally, problem number 1 has always been the goalkeeper. Yes, we've signed the keeper, he hasn't played yet. Arsenal, we lost, goalkeeper flapping. Fulham, you could still see the goalkeeper problems. And even in Man City, in theory, you could still see the goalkeeper problems. You look at the midfield, we do not have a midfield. The team is crying for a number 6. We've got no one who's there to control the game. So same problems come up over and over again. We're still insisting playing in a system where you do not have the profiles to play that 3-4-3 system. And it's so easy where, again, I'm just looking at the City game. The only thing City was doing was, you know what, you're not going to play us through the middle. We're going to force you just to play wide. Because why? If the ball goes wide to Dorgu, what is Dorgu going to do and to hurt us? If we give it to Mazraoui, what is Mazraoui going to do to hurt us? So it's easier just to give those guys the ball. They can have all the space they want. They're not going to hurt us. And that's what teams keep on doing. And then the moment you start forcing to get Bruno closer into the box, they're like, aha, here's our time to cash in, because there's gaps of space between the midfield and defense, and it's easy to overrun that defense. And chances just come easy for other teams, in a sense that for them to create a chance, they don't really have to work for it, because you just funnel United in and they'll just give you the chances. This is just rinse and repeat the cycle. The same thing happens over and over again. So in short, it's like as much as I look at Amorim and look at him and again saying after 60 minutes, Mainu comes in, the game changes, and I look at the comments he mentioned and I'm like, guy, Mainu is the man, but at the same time, the system that you insist on playing, you do not have the profiles for it. Something has to give. But at the same time, I can't blame him, because I still look at Ineos, I still look at Glazers and say there has always been the same fundamental problem year in, year out. Poor squad building. You blame the manager, get the manager out, get another manager in. Same cycle repeats. Blame the players. It's Pogba's fault. It's De Gea's fault. It's whoever's fault. You get rid of them. Same cycle happens. You get the wrong players in. Then again, we blame the manager. And the same thing I keep on seeing is, guys, our recruitment has been shit. Whether it's Ineos, whether it's Glazers, we've perennially have a recruitment problem. Even right now, you get rid of Amorim, that whoever manager you get in, it will still be the same problem. Recruitment will be terrible. I know it's not as bad as it used to be, because Ineos, for example, you come in, you give Ten Hag a contract, we waste a window on Ten Hag and getting the wrong players in. You get rid of him. You put in Amorim, there's fundamental problems with the squad. Same problem, poor recruitment, still the same cycle, still the same nonsense we have. You bring in Dan Ashworth, who has done brilliantly with Brighton. He's done well with Newcastle. You get rid of him because why? Sir Jim Ratcliffe does not like his opinions in how to build a squad. So, hey, Jason
Because he
Wilcox, what
wanted
have you
Graham
done in your
Potter.
life with Man City? We entrust you to build this Man United squad. Sir Jim Ratcliffe, how did it go for you at Mason making them champions of France? Didn't go so well, did it? Now we have to entrust you to have this project with Man United where you are the one who's going to bring us back to the glory days. And for me, you do not have the CV for it. Get the football people in. So again, looking at Amorim, looking at what we have right here, guys, it's just going to be a repeat of last season. I do not see this guys getting a European position. Top 10, it's going to be a struggle because it's the same
Relegation.
issue year in, year out. Chances are a premium. We are predictable. We don't have a number six. You're not playing your best players in areas where they can be effective. You can put Haaland in Man United, he's not going to score any goals. You put your best number 10 as a number 8. I mean, imagine Ozil tracking Marcus trying to prevent goals. Your best players should be playing in the right positions where they're creating chances, not tracking runners, not trying to control a game. So obviously something has to give, but I've just lost trust in whatever the Glazers and Ineos are trying to doing because year in, year out, it's the same nonsense that we keep on saying in terms of recruitment.
So I've got a few thoughts there, but it was just funny. City beat us with a one-man pivot. Rodri was alone in the midfield. He was alone, bro. Everyone was more rightness, and everybody was up there. So Rodri was holding down that
Ah,
midfield. One man. But anyways,
Simple.
there's a you clearly don't see eye to eye with your manager because your manager saying that there's a big improvement and he can see it. You're saying you still see the things of last season. He's telling us that we're playing much better. So so
Yeah, it's much better. Sure.
yeah, these
Much
are his
better.
words.
I don't know, man.
These are his words. I say apparently it's fine margins, but the team is far better. Apparently, allegedly. Somebody needs to tell the Premier League table that, bro, because yeah, I
Guys,
don't think
you can't sign a new front three and most of the time they're foraging for the ball in the halfway lines where they're not
so.
in their best places where they can effect
Mm,
a goal.
mm,
And chances always come as a premium in a sense of every 25 or 30 or
mm,
40 minutes.
yeah,
You need to have control where you get these guys always in the opposition half and sustain that pressure.
yeah.
But that's not
So,
happening.
so yeah, no, for sure. So for me, couple of thoughts, and I know LG's dying to get into the Amorim discussion. We'll get there.
I'm patient. I'm
we'll,
patient.
we'll get there. I I don't think I agree with the squad building thing under Ineos. I agree. I agree. Perennially, it's been an issue. I do think that under Ineos, we're starting to see the makings of a squad building plan, right? Because if you look at it, if you look at all the positions they've signed a goalkeeper, they've signed a centre back, they've signed a left back. Let's just say Dogo. They've signed a right back. They've signed, in fact, two centre backs because it was Delict and Euro. Let's just name them: left back Dogu, uh, utility man right back Mazraoui, right? They've signed they've signed Ugarte, love him or hate him. They've signed Ugarte, right? They've signed Mbuemo, they've signed Cunha, they've signed Sesko, right? They've almost signed like a whole new starting 11. It might not be a team that starts together, but they've almost signed all of that. They have gotten rid of a lot of deadwood, right? I think Luke Shaw's remains.
Apparently,
Yeah, Luke Shaw remains. Um, let's just throw Harry Maguire in there. Luke Shaw remains. Harry Maguire remains. Who else from the previous batch of deadwood is there? None. They've already gotten rid of Drasmus. They've already gotten rid of Onana, the new batch of Deadwood. They've gotten rid of Vosancho and like all of these guys. They've gotten rid of Rashford. They've gotten rid of. So I think you can give them credit from like the squad building point of view. You can't do everything in one window. You can't do like these things happen over time. So I think they're doing something. They're doing something.
Something
Now
that is not good enough. That's what I'm just saying.
you
Not
can't.
good enough.
We're coming from the pits of hell, bro. Like you need to take it. I think after the next window, when you look back at our squad, I think we'll have a much better squad.
The Red Devils
But
complain.
yeah, your internet knows you're talking trash. That's why it's censoring you.
Because
so
again, like
so
humor me for 1 second. Like for
yeah.
example, City, they start with Trafford,
Mm,
and then after 2-3 games, they're like, maybe this is not gonna work. They get Donnarumma in.
mm.
These are the
But
sort of things I'm looking at to say.
but
You quickly realize that, oh,
yeah,
maybe
but
this
we're
is
not
not
the
gonna work.
same. But remember, City has league winners money for
Which
like
is fine.
they won 6 and 7, right? Never mind the oil,
Which is fine.
just like money. They've won the Champions League recently, so they've got money to spend. We don't have the
Which is
money
fine.
to say, like even now we couldn't sell Onana because like stupidly he came in under old regime in terms of wages and all of that stuff. But like we couldn't sell him now and buy another guy. So thankfully, this Trabzonspor came through. They covered his wages and stuff. We could buy a young guy. It was part of the reason why we couldn't go for Donnarumma because we're
And
overcommitted in that
that's my
area.
problem right there. As an example, Onana is able to leave. We had an opportunity to sign a World Cup winner. Why does it take so long to say Onana go out on loan and you bring in a World Cup winner? Because the
We
problems
didn't want
are
to go.
right now, not to build. You've got a
Yeah,
goalkeeper problem right now,
yeah,
not a goalkeeper problem where you need to be building for resolving it. We're
yeah.
going to throw this young Belgian boy into the depths of hell where he has to grow up very quickly, where you could have just slotted in a World Cup winner. Simple as that.
Yeah,
It's not simple,
it's
James. Look, the
Yeah, I'm a
players you
football
guys
fan. I'm not
signed.
an accountant. For me, it's
No,
simple.
I'm just saying, you,
Yeah.
you the players you guys signed for the last 6 years. Let's use the analogy of when you're at your grand's house and there's all the biscuits in the world there, and you're a kid and your cousins are there and it's fun. You know, when your mom comes and says, "Hey, it's time. Let's go. Let's go. I don't know, to the library or whatever." You're not going to go. It's nice, Kwako. And that's United's issue, is that it was fun. You guys had Rashford's on 300K, you had Sancho's, you have Onana's being paid too much. And PSR is a real, if you good having relegation zone, you can't go and sign who you want to go sign just
yeah,
because you're United. It must balance out, and
yeah.
you know, and that's the issue, is that now you have to go and sign this youngster, because even
Yeah,
with
no, but
Emi Martinez, it becomes a risk because he probably will come in and he'll probably say, "No, but I want 240," you know, and then it becomes a thing of, this kid doesn't want 240, rather let's try it with him. So now you guys have to move like the position you're in. And you guys are doing well for the position you guys found yourselves. If
I'm
I'm
gonna
being
pop
honest with
some
you,
tags,
yeah.
and we got
But
no,
$30
I'm not
in one
saying
I'm being
pocket.
honest. I'm being honest.
but I'm
If
not saying
any
we should be signing a Donnarumma who's gonna be 500 per week.
also,
Martinez is a
you'd be
better example.
disrespecting Donnarumma by signing him, by even talking to him. You're
He
disrespecting
wanted to
Donnarumma.
come. He
Who
wanted
is
to come.
Manchester right now
He would
to
have
talk to
come.
Donnarumma?
Nah, he was keen. He would have come. He would have come.
No, he would have come, but
But
it's
Yeah, but
disrespect.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
disrespect. It's like Ferrari approaching Hamilton. It's just like, why did you guys do that if your car is not ready? You know, it's the same
guys,
thing with United. Like, why
Some.
are you approaching these players?
I've
Why
got
is
thoughts.
Buemo at United?
I've got thoughts
Why
about
is he
Hamilton,
there?
but we'll get there. We'll get there. So okay, we've spoken about the backroom stuff, right? So
yeah.
now these guys are here. Well, now I'm excited. These guys are here now. Now it's time to play football, right? Cool. There's this guy, the head coach. It's not a manager. The head coach, right?
You signed him already.
no, no. That's literally his job title. He's a head coach.
Mhm.
United don't do managers anymore. I get it now. We've got a sporting director. We've got all these things. We've got all these football guys. So head coach, right? He comes through. He says, "Okay, cool. These are my tools. This is my way. I'm gonna play, right?" And like, let's just walk the journey, right? I'll walk the journey. Ruben Amorim, he comes through. Look, he went. There was some Casapia or whatever. He got there. He they were in the mud. He came. He turned them around. He got them good. I think he went to Braga after that. They were in the mud. He did his thing. He turned them good. Then after that, he went to Sporting. They were in the mud. Hadn't won a league for like 19 years or whatever. He did his thing. He turned them around, got them into serial league winners here. So like you can imagine this boy's feeding himself, right? He's clearly like the stuff that I'm doing is working, right? Granted, it was all in Portugal, but you look at it from his point of view. Everywhere he's been, his thing is working, right? Cool. So sharp. He gets his big move now. I mean, he's having conversations with like City will eyeing him to replace Pep. He's having conversations with Liverpool. He's having conversations with all of these guys. United come knocking. Cool, sharp, right? He gets the United job. He knows his thing, right? This is my formula. I've done this formula. It's worked for me all this time. I've got no reason to think that my formula doesn't work, right? So this is the arrogance, or this is the confidence that he's coming in with, right? He starts applying his formula. The formula is struggling here. You start switching some things, whatever. Cool. Get a few better pieces, whatever. You start applying the formula. The formula is not working. Yeah, right. So my problem with him, right, as a coach, and there's also, and by the way, I'm not even gonna do the whole Amorim in, Amorim out thing, whatever. I know we're not sacking him, so there's no point in like expending energy on that for me right now, right? But this guy comes in, right? He's one of his first or second presser. He said that guys, we're going to suffer. Suffer, man. He said we're going to suffer. Last year, not last year, earlier, he said that we are going to suffer now so that next year we're in a better position and we can, start clicking and we don't have to suffer then. So because of that, I'm going to stick to my principles and we're going to do the suffering thing. And then he said, but I know football is a results game or something along those lines. And he said, I know that I need to get some wins in order to earn me the time to implement this project or this idea that I've got, right? This man is not getting any wins. This man has 7 wins in the last 7 months.
Salary.
I read the stat, bro. I read the stat. But since January, right? Since January, this man has not won more than 1 game a month. Bro, it's wild, right? So my thing is, okay, Chief, I hear your plan. We're busy building our squad and stuff. But why don't you just for now, bro? Like, let's just get some wins, bro. Like, experiment. Even like this man has only beaten his 8 wins. I can always say he's got 8 wins. 4 of those 8 wins came against newly promoted teams or teams that are now relegated. Bro, we can't beat anybody. We can't beat anybody. Bro, just pause in your system just for 5 minutes. We're not even saying about 5 minutes, bro. Just get like 2-3 wins on the bounce and then go back to your system, whatever. My problem is this guy's stubborn and hard-headedness is going to get into places where we shouldn't be.
Tish,
where shouldn't you be? You have to say it with your chest. You guys are proud United fans, right? Cool. Say it. Where shouldn't you be?
Okay. Before Ten Hag's last season, right?
Mm.
And not the season where Amorim came through, the season before, like his second season. Let me be clear. Before Ten Hag's second season, it was a catastrophe if we failed to qualify for the Champions League. And I'm talking about after we, never mind winning, we were out of that conversation already. it was a catastrophe to finish out of the Champions League. We had the dip under David Moyes. He got sacked 10 months. He didn't even finish his thing because it was trending in that direction. We had all these other guys and whatever, Gilbo Mourinho or Solskjaer, all of them, they were finishing second, finishing third. Ten Hag came first season, I think he finished third or something like that.
Yep.
Second season, he fell off. He finished eighth. But that was a one-off, right? That was a one-off, and it was like, this is a terrible season. This can never happen again. The problem with Amorim, is that now, like, the bar is not even like top four. Is the middle, like with
Survival.
Amorim. Survival is the thing.
I'm a survivor.
With Amorim,
Survival.
not
I
getting
need
into
to hear
Europe.
it.
Not getting into Europe is like, it's not even like a thing that you could say, this could happen. It's almost like this is most likely going to happen. and I understand he's doing good work with getting rid of Deadwood and all of that stuff. That's
Is it
cool
him, though?
off the pitch. No, he's got like, yes, it's not only him, but he's a big player in that, right? But that's cool. But we brought you as a head coach for on the field, not for the off the field things. And right now, my problem is, Chief, since you've got it here, you haven't won back to back in the league. Like, I wanted to work for you, but now I can't defend you anymore. I can't defend you. I'm not holding out an Amorim outside, but I'm saying that I can't defend you anymore, Chief. I've given you a chance. I've given you a preseason. You've had your preseason. You've got new players. Now, Chief, whatever happens from this point, it's on you, my guy. It's on you. I can't defend you anymore. That's what I'm saying.
Look. Let me begin. Nah? I've got bullet points. Nah?
Facts.
And since you're talking about a journey, let me take this journey with you. But this time, without the delusion, without the Man United goggles, but in reality. Nah? I said to you last season, there is nothing this man has showed me in his time since being a manager, despite the fact that the players were shit mostly, despite the fact that Man United were a mess. I said to you, at least show me something. Be the difference amongst this mess and stick out head above. So we can all see and we can all clearly say, you know what? Had you had a better defender in that moment, you would have won that game. If you had a better striker there, it would have worked out. Had this, show me something that says to me, listen, you can see this guy's a quality coach. It's just that the tools are completely crap. And I said to you, I'm like, Chief, the level of the players are here. The level of coaching, however, is down here somewhere. Right? Anyway, back to the journey. Now, this guy took over, right? And he waffled. Told you guys that, no, we are going to suffer for a very long time. Pause right there. Chief, you're Man United. How dare you let anyone come and tell you that you're going to suffer first? For the whole season on top of that. Nah? And then he said, no, I need to buy myself time so that next season, I can do things better, things will get better. And here we are, here later, you're still suffering. Compulsive bloody effing liar, right? That's the first thing. Second thing, guys, Amorim is not the first coach on planet Earth in the history of football to have ideas and to have a system, to have a philosophy, to have principles. He's not the first. He is not the first. Do you understand? They've all come, they've all had it, but the one thing that they all have in common, Chief, every single one of them have in common, is that they examine their squad, they understand how best the squad can best represent them with their philosophies and principles, and wherever they can't, they adapt to cover the weaknesses and to maximize whatever particular strengths that exist. Every manager in world football history prior to this guy has done this. Every manager currently is doing this, and every single manager after this Amorim fraud is going to be doing this. So my first
remain employed.
Whatever. Every manager is going to do this. So my question, which is very rhetorical to this Amorim guy, is who the hell does he think he is? You lost in a derby, Chief, a Manchester derby. You got bent over in a Manchester derby. You created a new offside rule. Do you understand?
That-
All your players were on this side of that halfway circle. That's where they were. And you really playing with offside trap that high. That's how high it was. That's how bad it is. In a derby, Chief, in a derby, and you have the audacity and the gall to say, I'm not going to change. If they want to change, rather they change me. Defiance. Defiance. That's how much you've allowed this guy to waffle. He's confident in his waffle. Defiance. I'm not going to change my tactic, rather you get rid of me. He's literally saying it to your face. I'm not going in, I'm not changing anything. And it's not working. It's just not working, right? That's my second issue with the guy. Third, I said to you last season, there are solutions within this team and this system. He's just not seeing them and he's not getting the best out of them. He's failing dismally at whatever is in front of him, right? Lineup, wrong. How do we know that it's wrong? It's simple. Mainu comes on. After he waffled for 2 months telling us biggest lot of bullshit about why he's not playing and whatever, all that nonsense. By the way, you guys almost lost a top talent in Mainu. Anyway, after all that waffling about how he can and cannot play or whatever, what happens? Mainu comes on, you guys get instantly better, immediately. Not even 4 seconds, immediately better. Right? That's number one. So line up wrong. 2, Ahmad in the system is not good in the 10. He's at right wing back. We all know this. Everybody knows this. Where was he playing? In the 10. Wrong. 3, he's always too defensive, always too pragmatic. Who was at right wing back? Mazraoui. Can he go forward? No, he cannot. Luke Shaw, guys, it's 2025. It's 2025. Why is Luke Shaw in your team? Luke Shaw, guys. That fat, short, blonde little... guys, we can't, right? Again, Bruno can't play in that 8. I see this, Faz see this, you see this, everybody in world football sees this. He's still persisting. Do you understand? Sesko is the tallest guy I saw in the Premier League. That guy's almost 2 meters tall. 2 meters tall. What does he do? For the time he's on the pitch, not a single cross is going in the box. What does he do? Takes the tallest guy on the pitch off, plays Xerxes, who doesn't sit in the box, likes dropping deep, and what does he start doing? Crossing the fucking ball.
I kid you not. The minute Sesko went off, we started. We start the minute.
Like, I don't understand.
Okay.
And then what does he do? Takes Shaw off. I think Luke Shaw came off eventually. He puts in Maguire. You'd swear, Faz, you'd swear you put a defender in the team to defend. You'd swear that's why you put defenders in the team. No. Maguire is there to get on the end of that fucking cross. That's why Maguire is in the team. To get on the end of offensive crosses. You understand? Guys, Pep did something very simple yesterday. And I think he was fortunate enough that Mamouche and all those guys were injured. Because he played a 6 in 6. He played 8 in 8. Funny how when you play players in their positions, things start to gel and they work out. Wingers were wingers, strikers were strikers, everything worked. Do you understand? That's the issue with this Amorim guy. He's stubborn, he's getting it wrong week in, week out. You guys, we look so much better. Better than what, Chief? Does he understand that the only reason United wasn't relegated is because the relegation final was just that shit? The only reason.
The only team he looks better than is Amorim's United. That's the only thing he looks
Basically.
better than.
You understand? And the thing for me, and this is probably going to be my last point as well, I agree with you in that the squad building is getting better. And I kept saying during the transfer market, I'm like, guys, we can't be blaming a lack of recruitment. Money is being spent. I'm the type of guy where I'm like, guys, context, you can give me as much as you want. Were you given money, yes or no? If all you had was 200 million, your job is to make the most out of that 200 million. If you're in your professional judgment, the best of that 200 million is Sesko, Cunha, and Mbeumo, what I understand is you said, this is what I need to start kicking on and moving. So when you fail to kick on and moving, I don't want to hear them by a midfielder. I don't want to hear that. You had 200 meter and you made a choice and you made sacrifices and you made the call that you made and you said, this is enough for me to get my football goal. And it's not good. So I agree. The squad building has improved. You guys are getting rid of some of the dead weight. Are there still some players that have no business being there? Yes. However, there is a significant improvement in terms of the squad. So he's right. The squad is better. The squad that is available to be picked is better. The problem is, this guy has 8 wins in 31 games. Any other club in world football, you are sacked. No questions asked. Every other club in world football, you are sacked. But for some reason, this guy's in a job.
Because
wow,
that's where I'm going to interject, LG. I agree with you, right? I agree with the gents. I don't believe Amorim is a bad coach. I really don't. All right. I really don't believe that he's a bad coach. But I'll also say if Klopp had the squad of players that United has had over the last 10
much
years,
better. Much better.
he would have won, right?
Yes.
But not because
Can you use a
of
non-Liverpool
tactics.
example so that I take you seriously, please?
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Let's do this. If Mourinho had stayed with his given him as much of a chance as how
Silverware.
Amorim had,
Silverware.
Yeah.
you
Serial
know,
winner.
no, he already had silverware, so that's already
Mhm.
guaranteed. He would have taken them to the promised land, right? But like, I mean, the only coach that had a better win ratio anyway for you guys ever has been Fergie. You know, so that already speaks volumes of what that caliber coach. But that's another topic. The thing with Amorim that I feel with Amorim, with Solskjaer, Ten Hag, Van Gaal, those coaches that United have brought in are not the coaches United have to have. It's the same things, and I'm going to bring it back to Liverpool. It's the same things that Liverpool struggled with for the longest of times until we got a Klopp. You know, we had a Benitez and we had a Gerard Houllier command respect as well to a certain degree. Even Brendan Rodgers, you know, but there was kind of like United have had those kind of coaches anyway as well, like David and all that stuff. But the problem with that is that they can never take you to the promised land because certain managers have to be at certain clubs. It's just that simple. Why? Because then players run the club. And it doesn't matter. You're not going to sell 25 players in one window and bring in 25 players. So even when you're getting rid of what you think is dead wood, there's still residuals of what was there that now becomes the new
DNA.
growth point,
Please
and
loser
that's the
mentality,
new
man.
cancer. You get what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is it's the same thing now. Is that okay? Cool. You got rid of Rashford and all that stuff. There's Mount. There, you know, there's like there's Mount. There's Luke Shaw for half of the whole the preseason. There was Onana. You get what I mean? He was there. He was there interacting with the players. He was chatting with the guy. So what I'm trying to say is that players know how to strategically down tools. I mean, our greatest player in Gerard looked at Roy Hodgson, thought to himself, this is a great guy, but he cannot be our manager, and skied a penalty. Bruno did the same thing this season. You know, like at, at at City, that offside thing, I promise you, Amorim did not coach that. There's no coach that gets that wrong. Where it's like, yeah, you're gonna push that high that you go beyond the line. No coach coaches that. You know what I mean? That was players taking. So I get also why he chooses to be stubborn because he probably is just like, and I think that's what was happening with the board, where it's just like he was questioning himself. I think that day at Grimsby, where it's like, am I coaching these people this thing that I'm seeing? And I think he's also watched the game tapes over and over again. It's just like these guys are trying to get me fired. And I know that what they've done with previous coaches, which is probably why he doesn't want to play Mainu because Mainu is of that previous mold, which does not feel an Emery. You know what I mean? And that's the problem with having other coaches, players. Like, and when you keep chopping and changing coaches all the time, that's the issue that you end up having this core of players that are like that, or that, and it becomes like thing. You know what I mean? And that's why I feel like, and I'm not even joking when I say this. I think the greatest thing that will ever happen for United is if Gempel and Ben, and you guys are going to take it like it's banter, but I'm actually being serious, right? It helped Newcastle, it helped City, it helped You know,
Stick with the man. That's what
the,
he's saying.
the the greatest thing that could happen for you guys is you stick with him, you get relegated. No one cares about you guys for a year. You have all
There we
those
go.
players realizing
Manchester.
that, my goodness, they kept this guy and they allowed him to relegate us. He's
Manchester
not going
United
anywhere.
Football Club will go bust if we get relegated. You don't understand. You understand the
I
amount
mean,
of debt we have? No, we will cease to exist as a football club. We will go
is that
under.
the worst thing for football?
so, so
Like, on a
here,
side note,
so here's my thing, right? So I hear valid points all around. My problem now is like in the wanting to build and get rid of whatever new mentality or whatever. Yes, whether inadvertently or not, right? I feel like these players, they like, I feel like the same way like me as a fan now, right? When we lose, I don't feel it the same way as I used to
hmm,
feel it. Like it's just kind
hmm,
of like whatever. And that's like apathy, right? And that's shit. That means that we are like in the depths of hell here, right? In terms of our experience here. But like I feel like the players are also not feeling a loss the way they need to anymore.
it's a paycheck.
Because
They
it's
have no association to
no,
you
but
guys.
also just because like it's become so normal now to lose under Amorim now and whatever. And then it's like,
Shit. Yeah.
and then we like, I remember when we used to lose and we used to get paragraphs from Bata and paragraphs from Rashford and whatever. I feel like if those guys were still here, they wouldn't even write those paragraphs anymore. They're just like, yeah, and they keep going. And that for me is a problem. Losing
The
needs to
thing, right,
hurt.
is the thing for me as well is, yes, I know we get on United players and their standards and the fact that these guys are just here for a paycheck. But I mean, how I view it, right, is standards need to be set all around. Take Abramovich, for example. Abramovich was the type of guy where, was there player power? Yes. Did the dressing room dictate what's going on? Yes. But they were successful. Do you know why? Because Abramovich is also the same person where if after a poor season and he knows it's because of players, he will come to the dressing room and say there will be changes. And just like that, players are getting sanctions for sale, left, right, and center, and new players are coming in. The standards were kept at both levels. I feel right now with United is, yes, the recruitment has been poor, but I do genuinely feel that in terms of recruitment and the players, you guys are on an upward trajectory. What you don't want to do, which I fear might happen, is have one standard for a manager performing and being subpar, but expecting these players to feel some type of responsibility for not performing equally as subpar as well. Because the manager's failing. Let's be clear. This guy is severely underachieving and he's failing. And just as a manager, put the players aside, put everything aside. Him as a manager, his performance so far is absolute dismal failure. You're not going to tell me 8 out of 31 is purely because of the players. It's mostly him. You understand? So for me, you have a manager setting a terrible standard of just losing and losing and losing and accepting that let's just suffer. Whereas at least, guys, even if you don't have your players, even if things are tough, even if things are down, you need to grind through and get results. That mentality has to come from somewhere. The manager really made it clear that my system is failing, but I'm going to stick to it. So who's going to drive the mentality to say, oh, guys, let's grind, let's get something going. Let's actually apply some standards.
And the problem,
No, they just simply need to do what Arsenal did. Arsenal. I think that's what they failed to do when Fergie left. Arsenal decided, okay, we've now won the Invincibles. We've reached our peak. Let's tear up Highbury. Let's make it a parking lot. Let's dream bigger. Let's do Emirates, and we're going to suffer. That's where Sufferman comes in, right? And it becomes a thing of we're going to suffer because we can't buy and won't be able to compete, but we'll eventually get to. Eventually, we hope get to where we need to get to. We hope. They hope, right?
Chief, I have to interject. I
United,
have to
United
interject.
let me bring
Sorry,
James
like
back in.
sorry,
I
sorry,
feel like
sorry,
Let me
sorry.
United
bring.
could have done that. Old
Yeah.
Trafford, Old Trafford, I
But
think that's the hindrance. You can't be a
Yeah,
professional
but
player growing up knowing. Think about it this way,
they're
Tish.
building a
Tish,
new
if you were
stadium.
a
They're building a new
footballer,
stadium. They showed us the plans. I get it. So it's. I hear you, but they're doing something about it, right? And building a stadium as well.
mm,
So I mean, they've shown us 2 billion whatever stadium, whatever, gonna be the best stadium in the world. Blah blah blah. So they're doing that. I guess it's it's happening in the background. Sorry, I just want
yeah.
to bring James in quickly. He's been out. James.
No, I'm just listening to all the opinions, and it's
He's being
one
chefed.
of
He's
those
being
things.
cooked.
Look, yeah.
He's being chefed. Sha, sha, sha.
I'm just
Tense
hearing
here.
the same thing over and over again. Where number one, for a manager to be successful, he brings in a way of play where he has to get player buy-in. The moment you lose player buy-in, that means you
Facts.
lose the dressing room. That's one.
Facts.
Number two, I look at the players and I will always still say the same statement of recruitment. As much as some of you would say it's improving, I would just say we haven't recruited the right players for a long time. The same people who decided that Amorim is our man, you didn't give Amorim the right tools for him to succeed. And it's been the same trend with whoever manager you can think of that we had. You had standards where you had LVG finishing fifth, winning an FA Cup, you sacked him. You had standards where Mourinho got you to second and you rewarded him by giving him Dalot and Fred instead of more players to challenge for the league. You got Ole to a point where he finished second, lost the Europa League final, but you rewarded him with a new contract instead of saying, "This is your last chance, saloon, go do something or you get sacked." You reward Ten Hag for finishing eighth and winning an FA Cup with a new contract and allowing him to again perpetuate the cycle of poor players. Now we are saying, yes, Ineos is trying to get us out through the mud, but it's always the combination of you get the right man, but play him as shorthand. You get the right players, but you do not surround the right players with the right tools for them to succeed. So it's just a mixture of, I don't want to say dross, but you've got a dysfunctional squad with the wrong manager to work this dysfunctional squad. And I look at the Ineos again and to say that, guys, you had a football director in Dan Ashworth. You can't tell me Jason Wilcox and also Sir Jim Ratcliffe in this combination, they are the right ones to lead the club forward. A lot of things
Has
need to change.
But
has
as a
Amorim
manager,
earned the right to more than 200 million though?
It doesn't matter
Before we
whether
blame the
he
That,
recruitment.
that's not a fair argument. I mean, Richard Hughes has never been exposed to the money he's been exposed to. But if you know how to work money, you know how to work money. Ashworth, I just don't think was the right guy. Period. Because yeah, he worked at Brighton, but you don't, man. That's why you where you are, because Brighton has the model that Bournemouth,
Buy cheap,
Southampton,
sell.
all those teams have,
yeah.
where it's selling, buying, selling,
Mm.
buying, which is exactly what United has been.
Dan
There's
Ashworth was
no
yeah.
consistency.
Yeah, Dan Ashworth was actually failing at Newcastle as well. They were actually quite happy that we paid his release clause because there was friction in the boardroom there, and Eddie Howe had sort of like taken over. And
Yeah.
Ashworth was the sporting director in name, but he was like being iced out of meetings and
Mm.
like things like that because they thought this guy's not doing what we need him to be doing.
You
So
signed him. Look at
United
you now.
couldn't hire
But
British.
but
It's finished.
Dan Ashworth is the one that built the Eddie Howe Newcastle and brought him in. And the moment Eddie
Yeah.
Howe was headed off, that's when they froze him out. And Brighton, again, Dan Ashworth is the one who brought Brighton to where they were with the Eddie Howe and getting in. What's this guy's name who's at Marseille? I forgot his Zebri before he
Oh,
left.
Deserved
deserving.
Deserve.
Yeah.
Potter and
So
Deserved.
as much as I want to agree or disagree in a sense that maybe he wasn't good enough, I'm just saying Dan Ashworth, Jason Wilcox. What has Jason Wilcox done that was so great that he has a better opinion than a
Just
Dan
yeah,
Ashworth as a result?
No, that isn't the
Jason
argument.
Wilcox, yeah, but Jason Wilcox ran the City Academy, and the City Academy, he's got an eye for talent. The City Academy,
Academy.
yeah, no, but the City Academy,
Yes.
Academy. You
the
see,
line of talent that has come out of that academy is wild.
Is all sold,
wild.
and
That's
Benny
over.
Enevid is playing in the team
Yeah.
that competes.
just for
And
the
then he was the
thought.
Hey,
and then he
Bato.
was the
Out.
sporting director, and then he was the sporting director at Southampton as well. And then
Just hold the thought.
the players that left from
Hold the
Southampton.
thought. Academy, City Academy. He was not in charge of first team recruitment for Man City.
Facts. Facts, James. Facts.
so
Facts.
no, but that's fine. You're also coming. Look, Ashworth failed, right? Let's be clear. At United, Dan Ashworth failed, right? Because Dan Ashworth, you're complaining right now about Ten Hag's contract. That was Dan Ashworth. That was Dan Ashworth. Let's extend him. That was Dan Ashworth. The people he wanted to bring in, Graham Potter, West Ham's Graham Potter. Those are the people who was looking at. So the argument with Dan Ashworth was that This guy only knows English football. He knows nothing else. He's got no connects anywhere else. Everything is just the same people that we know, the same players that we know. He's not, and they're like, as for a sporting director, we need somebody who's got his finger on the pulse and who's in touch with the global game. That was Dan
And the
Ashton's
finger
failing.
on the pulse is Ruben Amorim.
Yeah, Ruben Amorim came from Omar Barada, the CEO. So
This way I'll just keep
You
quiet.
guys need a model like Crystal Palace, man. The fans need to own the club so that from there on in they can see exactly how confused they are. Because honestly, you like Man United, you guys don't see what the problem is. But the problem is not Dan What, it's not Jason Wilcox, it's not yes, the squad as well. It's not the manager, it's not the ownership, it's not just the stadium. It's literally Man
Everything.
United. Like that club is why I keep trying to tell you, like that club right
Renegade.
now. Yeah, like there's something, there's juju happening there. You
Pogba
know,
Zaina.
like
Pogba Zaina.
Pogba, you know, something happened.
But
Like-
all this said, right? There's a myriad of problems, right? But on the football pitch, our managers not placing the right people
Thank you.
in the right positions. So I can't tell you one
And he has
player,
them.
right?
He has those players. He has them.
I can't tell you one
Okay, so
player.
who's the
Wait,
right
wait,
who's the
hang
right
on.
player?
Hang on. I'm just saying, in the 11, right? I can't tell you one player who I can say that this guy's shining because of Amorim. Or the
Facts.
system is making him look good. I can't tell you one player.
Facts.
And
Facts.
that's a problem.
Fair,
That's a
Facts.
problem.
fair. But my question is, okay, fine. Let's take Amorim's system, right? Let's go, let's do it actually right now. Goalkeeper, fine. We know you guys are gonna say the new goalkeeper, so we can skip that.
Nah, buy him
You're
there. Keep him in there. Keep him in there.
No, well, Lamens will be our starter. Let's go with Lamens will be our starter.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Your three centre backs. Who are the three centre backs then?
Amorim,
The left
first
Maguire,
of all,
Euro.
just on that, on the centre backs, every game he changes the centre back pairing. Every game.
That's my
Every
thing.
game.
I've seen it. Like I would change it as well. If I'm walking into the Man United and I'm the coach and I look to my squad and I'm like, oh, Harry's still here. I know I've got a problem. Because this
He's
is
one
a
of the
former
best
captain.
defenders, Chief.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's one of the
he's a
best players.
former captain.
No, right
He's
now.
a former captain and a failed captain.
No, right now, Harry
Oh.
Maguire is our game-changing stuff. Every game when
But he's also your failed captain.
But I'm talking to the manager's mentality right here. Right
Yeah.
now, you're chasing a game. You need to change something.
You bring a
What do
defender.
you do? You bring on Harry Maguire. You put him up there. That's your game-changing
Box
stuff.
crushing defender.
And you leave. Yes, exactly. You leave everybody else on your bench. Harry Maguire is going to be your thing, and that's a problem as well with the mentality. Every game he substitutes a centre back, brings Maguire on, puts Maguire up front, starts crossing. That's what he does. But like you were saying, Fuzz, you were wanting us to go through the system,
Yeah.
Amorim system, and whatever. But that's already the problem right there, right? Great managers adapt, right? Why is it that we can only play this one system? That's my problem.
True.
And why can't
No,
we
so
play-
We go
why
4-3-3.
can't we-
You go 4-3-3. Who are your centre backs?
Okay, cool. 4-3-3. You can put De Ligt and let's see, De Ligt and Euro centre back.
Done. Easy, Chan. I can give it to you.
Yeah.
Holding
I got two centre backs. Who's your whole?
Ugarte with the sole job of destroying. None of this pass and create and all that crap, and put 2 8s in front of him to do all the orchestrating. Your midfield is 10 times better already. Already 10 times better.
You can put Ugarte, Mainu, and Bruno. You could put Ugarte, Casemiro, and a Bruno or a Mainu or whatever. But the point is, like the problem with Ruben's system, right, is that in that 2-man pivot, even a prime Kante is going to struggle.
You need legs, Baba.
You need legs for days. So like
you need legs.
So that's what I was trying to allude
He's
to.
asking the impossible from these players. and now you've got
But
a
that's what I was
Bruno
trying to
who's not
allude
even
to,
used to
where
being
I
there
was
in the first
saying
place.
no, but that's what I was trying to allude to when I was asking about that system thing,
Yeah.
where it's just like if I'm walking in and I'm looking at my squad and I'm seeing a Harry Maguire, who was once upon a time, by the way, the world's most expensive defender, you know, and this is a guy who was a failed captain, a failed expensive signing, a failed defender, failed whatever, right? A failed United legend now at this point, right? Like he's an anti-hero for you guys.
But you knew he was
And
there when you signed. You
no,
knew
no,
he
I
was
get
there.
that. But I'm walking in there and I'm seeing he's still there and with hopes of obviously him leaving, being one of the first names to leave. This guy has probably seen 4 or 5 managers, right?
They
He's
turned Maguire.
probably the
They
cancer.
turned Maguire offers down. Maguire had offers this summer. They turned it down.
Of course.
Yeah,
Yes, you
but
guys are
like
serious as a club. No.
no, but the
But
thing
what I'm
is,
trying to say is
no, but like the thing is, the problem is you can only buy so many players and sell so many players, so you're gonna be short-staffed if you just get rid of everybody. So that's
no,
what
look at your academy.
faced.
Rather play Heaven. Where's Heaven? Oh,
That's a
Yeah,
good
that's what I'm
question.
saying.
No,
Look at the
rather.
academy.
that's a good
Look at
question.
the academy.
Suffer through him. Rather.
Yeah,
You're losing anyway. Might as well play kids there.
I really thought he was going to use the academy
That's
more,
where
and
my
now,
beef with Amorim
yeah,
is. It's
yeah,
not his system,
yeah.
it's his selection. Because I get it. Okay, fine. I'd like to think of myself as a being an in between what Amorim would be in terms of stubbornness, but then in game being able to adapt, kind of like Slot, where Slot doesn't know what the next move is until he knows how the team is going to play, right? But if I had your guys' squad, I wouldn't play. I think I'd play maybe 4 of the players that you guys have. Everyone else comes from the academy. I don't care. Fire me. I'm looking there. Who's got legs here?
And you know,
That's
it'll
who
buy
I'm
you
playing.
credit. It'll buy you credit as well, because there are people who also
Yeah,
see that this guy's trusting the youth and whatever. Maybe he doesn't have the
exactly.
solutions, but like it feels more like a project, like when you do it that
Yeah.
way, and it'll buy you
So
favor
that's my
sometimes.
beef with Amorim. Not his system. It's his selection in the sense of he's a coward
Yes.
in I guess for you guys he's a coward in that other way of wanting to change. For me, he's a coward in the sense of he knows that if he isolates basically the whole squad, first of all, Ineos is on his ass because that's investments, that's real money there. But then secondly, if he fails now, they actually will fire if he brings in the youth. That's where I have an issue with him. But the system, so many teams have played this. It's not a magical
That's the
system that
thing.
he
3-4-3 is not
created.
new, guys. We've seen
You
3-4-3
know what I
work
mean?
before.
It's not a magical system. The thing is, it needs legs. And if you have legs, that's
But,
why I had an issue with you guys selling Garnacho. And you guys hated Garnacho, but I was like,
what
Garnacho,
legs?
Ahmad, Garnacho, Ahmad, yeah, Mainu, but Mainu is a bit slow
But
and
there's
he's
the
too much of
intangibles.
a
There's the
tactical
attitude.
midfielder.
There's the intangibles. The attitude and
Guys,
the.
Ganacho
Guys.
Ganacho
Cantona
to
was an
go.
asshole. Cantona was a rubbish person off the pitch, but
He was
somehow a
terrible.
smart
But he wasn't
manager
a
saw.
kid. But he wasn't a kid and an
All,
asshole.
all I'm saying is,
Rooney,
guys,
Rooney was an
you
asshole.
yes,
Yeah,
you,
Guys,
but
you put your
Rooney was
arm
a
around
Ganacho
these
star and an
thinks
players.
asshole.
Guys, you
Ganacho
put your
thinks
arm
he's
around these
Ronaldo was an
players.
asshole.
Guys,
Ronaldo still is an asshole.
no, but
exactly.
guys, you need to remember Ganacho thinks that he's Cristiano
Man
Ronaldo. But
United
the
are a
It
challenge
doesn't
team of
matter.
assholes.
No,
Your
no,
but the
no.
team is
challenge
That's
shit.
the
Your team
thing.
feels that
You're
way.
asking, you're saying Amorim, what has he done in order to earn him being stubborn? What has Ganacho done in order to earn him being an asshole? He's done nothing. He's done nothing. That's like, bruh, like who's
Made
in
you
your
guys happy.
like, bruh, it's like who's in your team? It's like flipping. You had Jay Spearing and he was an asshole. Oh, Andre Vorodin. It's like that level of like my guy. It's a difference if Gerard is being an
Look,
asshole versus some kid,
look,
some
look.
random kid
All
being
I'm
an
saying
Jay
is,
Spearing would have
all I'm
never
saying
been
is,
sold for the money that Ganacho was sold for. So there's something there that Ganacho has
no.
compared.
thank you.
Ganacho is
He's got the
Trent.
tools. He's got the tools, but like he thinks he's arrived, so it doesn't work. It doesn't work as hard as he needs to work, and he's just
Mhm.
caught up in all of this other stuff. He's one of those like there's so many, but there's a long line of players who have the tools. We've had far more talent than Ganacho and have not worked out because of attitude and application. So
That's Sancho as well.
Who's
what I'm
in
Sancho's
your
saying.
again.
academy
I'm
that's
saying,
come out under Amorim actually?
No one.
and that's our problem.
That
Yeah,
that's the issue.
he hasn't blooded anyone.
Zero.
That's the issue. Like you can't be a coach of a team, head coach, but
Mm.
manager you become more forgiven because you have to manage all aspects. As a head coach, that's where you get judged. Where it's like,
Yeah.
who have you brought in? Like that's where I was judging Klopp for a while, even until the season we actually won the league. You
Yeah.
know, after the Champions League, because then he had blooded in Curtis Jones. Yeah, Trent was already there before, so
Yeah.
we don't count him as a prop.
Yeah.
Like but Trent was there before.
Yeah.
Then he started bringing in the Curtis Jones, Harvey
Harvey
Elliott were
Elliott.
coming through, all
Yeah.
that stuff. You know, and that's where I was like, yeah, now he's head coaching,
So
sponsors, all that.
yeah.
Then started.
Yeah.
Arteta's doing the same thing now, finally.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? And that's why I'm saying with Amorim, you know, maybe the reason they're not firing him is because they're seeing something in the academy, maybe they're not ready, or they're hoping that this guy eventually will just go
Yeah.
and do
It's a power
something,
play.
adapt.
Yeah.
It's a power play. The only reason he's not sacked is because they look stupid. That's
Sunken
all.
cost fallacy. Uh,
Basically, they kept Ten Hag too long, and I remember telling Tish to get rid, and he argued with me. But anyway, I remember saying Ten Hag, they kept Ten Hag too long, and then they hired Amorim at the wrong time, and now they've somewhat clearly backed him by spending 200 mil. Now if they sack him again, that's them admitting that they're not to find a manager, so they're not going to do it. To save face, they're
But
going
who's the
to
next
hold on a
one
bit longer.
after?
yeah.
That's the problem that comes in.
Chief,
Who's the next one?
literally anybody who has the ability to look at a squad and say, "Hey, I think this will work. We'll do 10 times better than this." Anyone.
No, but they don't
And
need
on
10
that
times
point,
better. This is Man United.
Yeah.
Like, as much I know I chat shit about Man United, and I'm actually genuinely serious when I say they need to come second or die, right? That's why I'm saying the next coach can't be like 10 times better because
Uh,
10 times better than 14th is only top four or whatever. You get what I mean? You don't need
Fez,
Man United
yeah.
doing that
Guys,
again.
guys, we could.
These people need time,
Uh,
right? All you need to
I
do,
don't want
Chief,
them to have any more.
Fez. What they need is anybody with a decent footballing brain to be hired on reasonable wages where termination is not going to be. Like, literally, the perfect scenario is they need 3 or 4 interim coaches before they get to those heights again.
yeah.
Unfortunately,
Oh my
that's just where they
Yeah.
are.
Look,
That's
Eminem
just
was
where
on
they
a
are.
tier. Yeah, Eminem was on a tier deal. I'm sure his termination clause isn't that hectic. But guys,
but
It's not that
again,
hectic.
guys,
I need to.
let's give it to James quickly. We
Okay,
can go
cool.
on
Look, I need to
forever.
bring Dan Ashworth back, and I'm again bringing in Sir Jim Ratcliffe one more
This
time.
man has been furiously googling.
He's
Because
quoting his
literally,
narrative the whole time.
yeah, no, literally,
Mr.
Dan
Ashworth.
Ashworth and Berada only started after Ten Hag was given that contract. So they were not involved in that negotiation because it's that thing of gardening leave where they couldn't actively get involved in
But
that Ten Hag
let's be
new.
real. Yes,
Yes,
legally, but
that's
let's be
one.
real. Let's be real.
No, no, no,
And
wait,
Ashworth had a burner phone. They were working. They were working. Burner phone. He didn't. He might have not have had an at manunited.co.uk email address, but those men were working. You can't tell me they were just in the garden chilling.
And number looking at Sir Jim Ratcliffe, in a sense that he will say, "Oh, I got this guy wrong." This guy came in and said, "You know what? Since Ten Hag is gone, let us get Eddie Howe, or let's get Thomas Frank." And Sir Jim looked at it and said, "No, those guys are not charismatic enough. We need somebody different." And the third point,
But you
Dan
also
Ashworth
left off
said, "Look,
Gareth
guys,
Southgate and Graham Potter on that list of yours.
yeah, no, those guys were also on the table as well." The next point was like, okay, if you don't
Higher,
want these
higher on
guys,
the table.
I want to bring in a data analytics team as well to help us with recruitment and also choosing our managers. And that's where Sir Jim was like, not fuck out of here.
Nah, that
Berada, get me the right manager. And all I'm just saying is, in this whole sequence, is that thing of, Sir Jim, you made a mistake on giving Ten Hag a new contract. You brought in Dan Ashworth. It didn't work. You got rid of him. You went on to choose Ruben Amorim. As things stand, it's not working. So am I going to say, oh, I made another mistake It's the same sequence you're telling United fans, I'm making mistakes. Oh, I'm firing staff as well to save us money. Oh, our ex-players were also cutting off from the bill as well because the club is too expensive. It's a sequence of saying, I am making mistakes. And I'll still keep on saying the same thing. Whether it's manager recruitment, player recruitment, the line of thoughts I'm always seeing from Ineos is we are trying to rebuild, but at the same time, we are making mistakes after mistakes and mistakes. And this is where we are. So whoever you bring in, who knows? It's going to just be another mistake the way I see it, because I can't trust Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Wilcox in making the right football decisions for this Man United first team.
Shut on the
football
club
team.
then,
But like,
shut on the club then.
I hear you, James, right? But that
relegation
chat,
once.
No. I hear you. But that chat is about Man United being a force and challenging for the league or whatever. That chat is that chat is not about beating Grimsby, beating Fulham. That chat that's got nothing. It's got nothing to do with all of those things. That is squarely on the man in the dugout. Squarely. Even
And
with
then
these
who hired
existing
the man in
tools.
the dugout?
No, it doesn't matter. The existing tools right
They
now.
don't pick his team for him, Keith. They don't pick his system for him. He did all of that himself.
But that's the
Sir
bet
Jim
that they
doesn't
made.
pick the lineup. Sir Jim doesn't.
But that's the bet he made. He chose this man.
Sir Jim
He chose this
bench
stubborn man.
Yeah, then they'll have to fire him. Guys, we can chat about this.
Chief, one more. Quickly. One more. Imagine you were that employee or that worker at United who had to lose their job for them to save money. And you're sitting at home watching this crap.
Yeah.
This is what they save money for. This is why I got fired for this.
Yeah.
They probably enjoy every weekend.
Probably,
every weekend.
Yeah, but no, I hear you. That's yeah. Anyways, just another day in the chronicles of Manchester United. Next week, quick look at some tasty fixtures. We've got the Merseyside derby on Saturday. We've got Spurs away at Brighton. We've got Man United at home hosting Chelsea.
Chelsea.
We've got Newcastle away at Bournemouth, and we've got the big game for Sunday, Man City at the Emirates.
I think that's one of the biggest weekends of this season. It's just matchups, matchups everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, that Tottenham Brighton, that Newcastle Bournemouth, the Everton, like the side derby, Manchester Chelsea, two crap teams that were two giants, going at it again, re-sparking rivalries. Then you've got Arsenal and City, stranglers of the game. Like, it's going to be a great weekend of football.
Yeah, that's going to be a great one.
Predictions?
Yeah, let's see predictions before we
kick off. Let's do it.
Merseyside derby.
3-0 Liverpool. Who said that?
And it's at Anfield. That's important because
Jack Grealish.
I can see the Merseyside derby being a draw. I go 0-0 or 1-1.
3-0.
Yeah.
You want to know the scores?
Yeah, not Florian Wirtz.
Van Dijk, Gakpo, Isak.
All right. James?
I'm going for a 2-0 victory for Liverpool.
Cool. Next match, I'll skip Spurs and Brighton. Man United versus Chelsea, Old Trafford.
Chelsea 3,
Man United 2-1.
United 0. Chelsea 3-0.
2-1 from Fuzz. 3-0. Did you say 3 or 2?
3-0.
3-0. James?
1-1.
Confidence.
I can see I'm gonna go with a 2-2 draw. 2-2 draw.
Good scoring. Okay, anyway, that's fine. Let me...
Yeah, Cunha will. Don't worry. It's all good. Our top scorer own goal will come through with one as well. So, and then we've got. Just go straight to the big one. Arsenal City at the Emirates.
Championship scoreline: Arsenal 1, City 0.
It's at Emirates.
It's at the Emirates.
Yeah.
1-1.
I think I agree with Fuzz. 1-1.
1-1. Heartbreak in the end foot from probably a Haaland penalty. Arsenal fans crying about PGMO until December.
1-0. Our defense is actually solid. We lost the league because of 14 draws, not because of many losses and having a leaky defense. They are not going to break us down
Exactly.
like
That's one of the 14 draws.
No. They are not going to break us down like they did United. United are shit bad. They play offside traps in the opposition's box, in the opposition's half. Right? Let's just bring the leveler
I'm
here.
not breaking you down. I see, as I said, a heartbreak at the end, probably a penalty.
They're going to pass around our box like this. There will be no penalty, no such thing. 1-0, championship scoreline. On the break, we're going to hit them. Hard.
We'll see. We'll see. But anyways, gents, it's been I feel like there's 2 episodes in one here. It's been a hell of an evening. Yeah, let me go commiserate. Let me go hide until the football comes back. Have a good one, guys.
Please call this episode top 2 or die. Just call it that. Like
Hashtag Abashwe.
or is it time to shut down Manchester United?
Amorim is a coward. There's so many titles. Gents, it's been good. Have a good one.
Shots.
Shut.